Read 2:47 a.m. No reply. Not because they're busy, because in their head this conversation already ended 3 days ago, and you're the only one who hasn't gotten the memo. The silence has a name. Psychologists call it the Mastermind, the rarest personality type on the planet, 2% of the population, and the one most likely to walk out of your life without a single warning shot. In the next 7 minutes, I'll show you exactly how that mind works and how to spot it before you become the person left staring at a phone that's never lighting up again. Here's what nobody tells you about INTJs. They're not dangerous because they're cruel. They're dangerous because they're accurate. While you're still figuring out how you feel about something, they've already run the math, filed you under cost, and started building the version of their life that doesn't include you in it. No fight, no slammed door, no goodbye. Just a slow fade that was actually a decision made weeks ago in private, with your name on it. You know that gut drop feeling when you realize someone ended things with you days, maybe months before they ever said a word? That flat, sick, blindsided feeling? That's not bad luck. That's a system. And by the time this video's done, you'll know exactly how it's built and how to see it coming from a mile away. Let's start with the trait that makes an INTJ genuinely unsettling before you even learn their name. They don't feel their way to a decision. They calculate their way there. Picture Sarah, 6 months into a job. She's the person everyone dumps their problems on, reliable, sharp, the one who always answers. Then, one Tuesday, she just stops, doesn't answer your messages, reroutes every project through someone else. Nothing dramatic, no confrontation. You didn't get fired from her life, you got quietly uninstalled like an app she stopped needing. And here's the part that actually messes with people. You'll scroll back through the texts, hunting for the exact moment it broke. There isn't one. No fight to point to, no final straw, just a long silence that used to be a person. That's not coldness for the sake of it. INTJs run on a brutal internal audit, constantly in the background. Does this person, this job, this relationship still return more than it costs? The second the answer flips to no, they don't argue. They don't warn you. They just start executing the exit, quietly, efficiently, like closing a tab. Here's a stat that should genuinely unsettle you. Research on this type consistently shows they rank dead last among all 16 types for expressing emotion out loud during conflict. Not because they don't feel it, because to them, saying it out loud looks like weakness wearing a costume. So the argument you think you're having with them right now already happened 3 days ago, silently, in their head. You're just the last one to find out you lost. And it gets darker than distance. INTJs don't just withdraw, some of them weaponize it. Ask anyone who's dated one seriously, and they'll describe a very specific silence. Not sulking, not sadness, surgical. Built to make you perform, to make you chase, to make you prove you're worth the energy of a reply. And here's the ugly truth. It works every time. Because human brains are wired to panic in silence, and panic makes people beg. Some INTJs know exactly what that silence does to you. They just don't call it cruelty. They call it letting you sit with it. Sit with that phrase for a second, because that exact tactic, silence as a weapon, is the entire subject of Friday's video. This is just the on-ramp. Now here's your second gut punch. INTJs self-report as one of the loneliest types on the entire chart. Not because nobody wants them, because they've built a filtering system so ruthless that most people get quietly disqualified before they're ever let close enough to matter. That coworker who looks untouchable, 3 steps ahead of the room in every meeting? Statistically, she's going home to an apartment with almost nobody in it. The competence isn't a flex. It's armor bolted over something that's genuinely starving underneath. And this is where the villain story falls apart the second you look at it straight. The INTJ isn't cold by design. She's cold by damage control. Somewhere back there is a version of her who got burned for being too much, too honest, too intense, too visible, and she made one decision, alone, probably around 17. Never again will I let someone see me before I've already braced for them to leave. That's not a monster. That's a kid who built a fortress and forgot to leave a door in it. So, what does it actually feel like sitting across from one of these minds while they decide, in real time, whether you're worth staying for? It feels like a job interview you didn't apply for. Every question lands a half second too precise, like they already read your file. You laugh a little too loud, trying to prove you're not rattled, and underneath the small talk, there's this low, humming static in your chest, the exact feeling of being calculated without ever getting to see the math they're running. Your shoulders tighten before your brain even knows why. That feeling isn't paranoia. That's your nervous system correctly reading a room where one person already ran the simulation, and you're still catching up to real time. Here's the reframe that should sit with you long after this video ends. The scariest thing about an INTJ was never the coldness. It was always the accuracy about human nature and about you specifically. They clock the people quietly taking advantage of you faster than you clock it yourself. They see the friendship draining you dry before you've admitted it out loud, even to yourself. The same ruthless audit that cut Sarah's old friend loose might be the exact audit that's been quietly protecting someone else in your life for years, without them ever knowing they were being watched over the whole time. The mind you spent this whole video afraid of isn't a villain's mind. It's just a mirror running better math than yours. And most people aren't actually scared of being seen cruelly. They're scared of being seen clearly. If this made you think about the quiet person in your life who never explains themselves, drop the personality type you want dissected next, because I read every single comment. Make sure to subscribe, because my next deep dive on why silent treatment is a psychological weapon goes live on Friday. Now you see the architecture. Most people never do.